Well, well, well. It is a rainy day over here in Dallas, but we are still going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to open this show up today with Dak Prescott talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. And I guess now they're calling it Eagles Week. I'm ready for this game. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Let's go. The Dallas Cowboys. We're going to literally be saying this every single week until the Cowboys lose. But is this now? This is now the most important game of the Dallas Cowboys season. This is that game. The Dallas Cowboys have got to get revenge on the Philadelphia Eagles. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live, and we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, please do. The season is not over. Now let's talk facts. Today's show, we're going to go up until about 7 o'clock. Been had a few things going on, but we're going to get right back to our regularly scheduled time tomorrow. We're going to be hitting at 4:30 sharp tomorrow, and we are going to begin our official Dallas Cowboys or Philadelphia Eagles versus Dallas Cowboys preview. We're going to have all the stat lines and all the ratings, all the rankings. We're going to be talking about players. We're going to do a full breakdown Friday and Saturday leading into the game on Sunday. But tonight, these are going to be our three simple topics. We're going to listen to the Dak Prescott press conference. We're going to listen to the road to the, we're going to go through again the road to the playoffs. Then we'll listen to some other player interviews. And then we're going to get out of here around 7 o'clock so we can go and check out some of Thursday Night Football. And I got a notion tonight that I am going to be doing Cowboys After Dark. Yeah. So we got a short session coming up till about 7. Then we're going to do Cowboys After Dark following the game tonight. I forgot who's playing, but I still want to check some of it out. It has nothing to do with us, but I still want to check it out. So that's the show. Dak Prescott, road to the playoffs, the player interviews. Let's go. All right, let's keep this thing going. Let's get this roll call in. K-Choice, what's going on? God is great all the time. Daniel Lim, my right-hand man. What up, Daniel Lim? Justin Bradley in this thing. What's going on? Bring on the pigeons. Dallas by at least 10. I'm going to book it. Let's go. Ren Zinguini, what's going on? The Queen. Make sure you check your email, Queen. What's going on? John Henry said, let's go, Cowboys. Yeah, let's do this thing. Lord Nova, what's going on? Terry Tatum, what's going on? John Jones said, what up, G Money? I tell you, it's a New Jack City. Man, money talk. Bullcorn runs a marathon. Let's go. Big Mouse Dog, he said, what up, Cowboy Nation? Brady, as usual, says, hey, my loves. What's going on with you? Chris Dunaway up in here. What's going on, Chris? GB6010. What's going on? 5 points of the star. What's going on? Dak now has someone that matches him with hard work. Yeah, and his name is Quentin Williams. Yeah. Yeah. What's going on there, Sid? What's going on? Mr. 72 Chevelle. Yes. Blessed and highly favored. Cowboys Nation, let's go. Tatiana, what's going on? She said, I listened to what Pickens had to say about that franchise tag. Uh-oh. You got me excited. Ty Howard, what's going on? What is going on? Good to see you. It is the real estate vet. Yes, Cowboys After Dark tonight. That is my intentions. I'm going to try my best not to fall asleep. I've been getting up early. Lynn from the 903 where I'm from. What's going on? CJ 1080p, what's going on? SM, wait, hold on. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. S-Man Anderson, I think that's what it is, or S-Man Anderson. What is going on? That defensive line is going to give Hurts nightmares. It's going to give a lot of teams nightmares. A lot of teams. Brian Worley, Final Hall, what's going on? Good to see y'all. Lateef Crosby, what's going on? We doing, boys? All right, give yourselves a hand. Best chat on YouTube. Joseph Benton, what up with you? All right, let's get this thing going with Dak Prescott. Want to go through some of these things. Haven't heard this. It popped up right about the time I said I was going to do I started getting the show ready. Mills studies. Uh-oh, my man Mills. He said run the table. My man Mills is back. What's up, Mills? Mills got faith in the boys. You know, saw that defense. I'm with you, Mills. All right, let's check this out. Dak Prescott.
CD said that you guys have to look at this game as a playoff game. So just explain, the thought process going into that and just how Shotty's mantra is being 0-0 starting every week.
Yeah, just on the simple fact of the position that we put ourselves in. Understanding for us to get into this postseason, what we have to do. And right now, sure, we control it, but that means we have to go win every game. And I like that CD said, it's like a playoff game. And whether Shotty it's 0-0 or however you want to think about it, all of these are must win. But we got to take them one at a time. And right now it's Philly, hell of an opponent, great division rival, and no better place to start than right now to get it.
Can you officially address the hip though? What's going on?
Now, what up, Carlito Cash? Now, let's kind of be honest with ourselves here. I understand the mentality of saying that the Cowboys are 1-0 or 0-0. Cowboys are not 0-0. No, you can't even pretend you're 0-0. 0-0 means you're even with everybody. That every single game, I mean, you're basically in it. No, the Cowboys got to really be in reality. No, bro, you 5-4-1. Bill Parcells said you are what your schedule says you are. I mean, what your record says you are. You are what your record says you are. The Cowboys don't get to pretend with 0-0 no more. No, the Cowboys need to understand what they are. 4-5-1. And every single game starting last week is a playoff game. Every single game is a playoff game. That's the Cowboys mentality every single week. Playoff game, playoff game, playoff game. And you actually don't control, but you do control. You don't control because there are teams in front of you. But you do control that if you run the table, as Mills said, if they run the table, well, the Cowboys, I guarantee you, if the Cowboys run the table, they're in the playoffs. 11 wins, yeah, you're in the playoffs. You're in the playoffs because every one of these teams that's in front of the Cowboys are not going to get 11 wins, and we're going to be looking at that in a moment. But yeah, it's playoff. It's playoff week. It's playoff week every single week now. And I'm telling you, the Cowboys should consider themselves blessed right now. The Cowboys got these new players coming in. Wilson and Quinnen Williams set the tone. Savon Revel Jr. looked great. Kalen Carson is balling. Cowboys secondary got life. Still kind of worrying about the safety, but when you got Quinnen Williams and what they got going up front with those three defensive tackles and the way the edges are starting to just continue to evolve, it's going to make the back end game a little bit easier. But that will probably be tested at least a couple of games, I know for sure, when they play the Rams. But for the most part, the Cowboys should consider themselves blessed. They got the Raiders last week. And I'm telling you now, the Eagles are due for a butt whipping. The Eagles are 8-2. And the Eagles are doing the same thing you saw the Kansas City Chiefs do last year when they were just barely some kind of way winning games. Well, you can't continue to do that. The Eagles got a butt whipping coming from somebody. Man, when you look at the Eagles, let me look at the last time. Let me look at the last time the Philadelphia Eagles actually lost. Let me see the last time the Philadelphia Eagles lost. I mean, man, the Eagles have been, by hook or crook, these dudes have been winning games. Let's see. So they beat the Cowboys, got lucky in that game, beat the Chiefs, they beat the Rams, they beat the Bucks, the Broncos beat them. I don't know how the Giants beat them. So basically, it was week 4, week 5 and 6. The Eagles lost back-to-back games. The Broncos beat them in Philly, and then they lost to the Giants on the road. I don't know how the Giants pulled that off. But since then, they have been on a 4-game winning streak. They are due a butt kicking. Because it's a travesty. The Packers should have won that game. The Packers should have won that game. Unfortunately, the defense played well, but at the same time, I don't know if the Packers defense really played well because the Eagles offense just hasn't been that good. But I know this, Jordan Love didn't play well. The Detroit Lions should have beat them, but Dan Campbell decided to go Madden 25 mode and forget about 4th downs. He just told the punter to take the night off, but basically. Told him, hey, punter, take the night off. We ain't doing no punts tonight. We're going for it. We're going to go for it pretty much. If we're even near the 50, we're going for it. And so the Eagles have been skating by these games. The Eagles are due a butt whooping. And the Cowboys, man, it's the NFC East. It's a rivalry game, and the Cowboys are going to be playing so hard. They're not going to want to get swept by the Philadelphia filthy Eagles. They're not going to want to be swept, and they're going to beat the Eagles. I'm telling you, I'm booking this game. The Cowboys are beating the Eagles, and I will not be surprised if they beat the Eagles something fierce. I will not be surprised. The Eagles are due a butt whipping. They really are. Yeah, the Eagles are due a butt whooping for sure. And so I believe the Cowboys are going to give it to them. I believe the Cowboys are definitely going to give them the butt whooping that they've been asking for, but teams refuse to give it to them. So this is a great time for the Cowboys to play the Eagles. They're due for a butt whooping. Their offense is atrocious. The Cowboys' defense is on the rise. The Cowboys had a great game against the Raiders. They come home now against the Eagles, and they are still riding high. If you thought they were riding high on the Marshawn Kneeland thing on the road, oh no, they're going to be really riding high on the Marshawn Kneeland thing at home because the dedication is going to be even bigger and grander.
Yeah, I'm fine. Got hit in the game, fell on it, happened early in the game. Played the whole game throughout it. It's a physical game. Was sore. I've been full. I was full participant today, and I'll be completely fine. Played with much more soreness.
If this was a normal week, would it have been, would you even have been on the injury report?
Probably not. Yeah, saying that 2 days later I was just full today. Yeah, probably not.
How much fun are you having right now with the weapons you got with Pickens and CD, even in the running game?
Yeah, so much fun. Yeah, you just said it, and the running game, right? Just to be balanced and, to go without that for some years in your career. It was tough, and just to have it again, yeah, you said it, it's fun. And just obviously we got playmakers out there that make my job easier. Just get them the ball, watch these guys run. But it's all 11 of us, whoever's out there, and then the guys that come in. It's the people that are making it fun too, guys that really care, guys that want to block, that want to support, want to do their job, whatever it is, even when it's unseen, to make sure that the other guy's making a play, and just a lot of unselfishness out there, and that makes it fun, and everybody wants to eat.
Knowing you don't get into numbers, let me get that out of the way first. You are probably going to pass Tony for the franchise record for yards passing. I just wondered how you reflected on that when you consider how you started this, how your career started with replacing Tony and all those years ago, and you're on the verge of doing that.
I'm humbled, thankful to be healthy and to be in this position to do it. I was on the production call earlier, and they asked me the same thing, would I have thought this 10 years ago? And I said, yeah, I was very arrogant as a rookie. So when you play in this game long enough and you can stay healthy, with my expectations of what my play is, that's supposed to happen. So just thankful, humbled, super grateful to be playing the game I love at this high of level, and to still be doing it, and just look forward to keep going. That any of those I plan to, that'll happen.
It seemed like this season you've been chipping away completions, attempts. Is there one of these records that's more special than the other? I mean, passing
Super
yards,
Bowl.
all-time leader passing yards is a big number. I don't know if that was more special than others or.
Super Bowl.
I'd probably say I'd take the most pride in completion percentage, and that's just that's something that's hard to do. It's hard to do every year, each game, and that's something that, I mean, I actually don't think about the long haul of it. I just go in every game, honestly, trying to get 80, and that's such a steep number, but that's what I want. And I mean, I think I've told y'all that after the games, right? Like any incompletion I don't like unless it's a good one, right? I have to throw it away and live to the next play. So that's probably one I can be the most proud of. The rest of them, like I said, when you're playing this game long enough, I think you should, to an extent.
You've talked about supporting George staying here, talking to the owner if necessary. Is there?
Man, you know, Dak Prescott, people do not understand how great Dak Prescott has actually been. Dak Prescott's numbers are Hall of Fame level numbers. But the issue is Dak Prescott has got to get that Super Bowl. That Super Bowl solidifies Hall of Fame. Dak don't get that Super Bowl, Dak may not. If Dak does make the Hall of Fame, it might be like years and years and years and years. Dak Prescott gets that Super Bowl, it is a guaranteed Super Bowl. It's a guaranteed Hall of Fame career for Dak Prescott. Might not be first ballot, but if Dak gets a Super Bowl, it wouldn't shock me if it was first ballot. But if Dak Prescott gets a Super Bowl, I couldn't see it being any less than second ballot, third at the most. But to win a Super Bowl in Dallas after 30 years of ups and downs, 30-year drought, man, you win a Super Bowl. If Dak, and I do believe Dak's going to win it next year or 2027 at the latest. But I wouldn't be surprised if they got two of them. I think this team is going to be so good by next year, it won't shock me if they get two in a row. It just wouldn't shock me. But I know they're going to get one. Dak Prescott gets that Super Bowl with the drought they've had. Dak Prescott's going to the Hall of Fame because the numbers are there. By the time Dak is done, the numbers will be there. Dak's numbers have been crazy. We just don't, because Dak has actually spoiled us in a sense with some of the performances that he's had in some of these, especially some of these 12-win seasons. And the expectations, of course, being the Dallas Cowboys, the expectations extremely high because people are so anxious for that Super Bowl. But people do not understand, man, how great this dude has been playing. And I told y'all before, he's going to be great this year, but hey, he's going to be better. He's going to be better in this system with these players. He's going to be even better over the next 2 years. So, yeah, they're going to get them one. But Dak is Hall of Fame lock if he gets a Super Bowl in Dallas, which I think he is going to get. And so for me, I mean, the stat for Dak for me, none of those stats matter. I already know how good Dak is. None of those stats matter to me. The only stat Dak needs to be concerned with for me from this point forward is the Super Bowl. Because Dak gets that legacy, man. Dak solidifies a legacy. And a great legacy at that. Tristan York, he said, what's good, J Cowboys Nation? Tristan York said, book it. Cowboys are going to give the Birds a beat down on Sunday. He said Pickens is going to have another huge game. Dak for another 4 TDs. Quentin Williams sacks Hurts twice. Hey, let me tell you something, Tristan York. Philly is not going to have an answer for George. I just don't. I don't care what Vic Fangio does. I don't think they're going to have an answer for George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. I just don't think they're going to have an answer. The Cowboys, man, these guys, these two wide receivers together are crazy. One of them can go off on you on any given Sunday, and I will not be surprised if it is another George Pickens Sunday. I will not be surprised if it's another George Pickens Sunday, because CeeDee Lamb ate on him the first time. He had a couple of bad drops there towards the end. CeeDee Lamb's going to eat on him this time. I mean, not CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens is going to eat on them. You watch what I tell you. George Pickens is going to eat on them. I still think CeeDee Lamb is kind of working himself back from that high ankle sprain, because we got to realize he came back a little early. CeeDee Lamb is working himself back from that ankle sprain. And I think after the Kansas City Chiefs game, they're going to get that, 10-day rest. We're going to see CeeDee Lamb come back full force after the Chiefs game. But he's in good enough shape right now to where he's still going to give the Philadelphia Eagles nothing but fits. They're going to have problems with both of them. They're going to have problems with both of them. Boy, it's got to be a nightmare thinking about playing the Cowboys every week. I don't care if they all 4 or 5 and 1. It's got to be a nightmare. Dominique Pittman, what up with you? He's in the building. What up with you, Dominique? Good to see you. Good to see you, my brother. All right, check out some more Dak Prescott here.
Been a moment yet where he's had the kind of game that justifies doing that during the season, or is that something for the offseason where you try to figure out how to get George to take less or Jerry to get more?
I mean, I think that'd be priority in the offseason. Right now, it hasn't come up. Obviously, probably it has, maybe joking here and there, whether it be to George or whether it be to Jerry. And so all positive talks and conversations, I would feel, would start that the right way. But I'm all in for it, and yeah, it's a must.
Yeah.
Please, let's stop building up the drama of the George Pickens contract. The media is doing what they do best. They are trying to build the drama of the George Pickens contract. Man, I could be totally wrong. I just think the George Pickens contract, I don't think it's going to be what people think it is. I don't think the contract is going to be what people think it is. I think Jerry's going to get that contract done. I don't think it's going to be nowhere near the hoopla that people think it's going to be. A lot of people may not realize it, but I can see the way and hear the way Jerry is talking. Man, Jerry is in love with George Pickens. And I also want you to put this in the back of your mind. I also think Jerry is determined to prove to everybody that Michael Parsons was the problem in that contract negotiation fiasco. And Jerry's going to make it his business to sign everybody else in a timely manner after Michael Parsons, because look at everybody he signed after that. I mean, Jerry traded Michael Parsons and immediately went to making deals. And got a couple of contracts out the way that I thought, Ty Smith, I was kind of concerned. Nope, Ty Smith done. Deron Bland done. Jake Ferguson done. Nope, they're going to continue to get deals done. They're going to make it their business. I believe they're going to make it their business to get deals done. And while I said that I still say I would go ahead and offer George Pickens to be the highest paid wide receiver in the league. Cowboys might not have to do that. Cowboys might not have to do it. Maybe they offer him $35 million, and him and David Mulugeta say it's a go. But I can tell you this: Jerry ain't letting George Pickens go. Jerry is in love with George Pickens. Jerry is in love with Quinnen Williams. Jerry is not letting him go. He's not letting George Pickens go. Because if you don't sign George Pickens, all this other stuff really don't make sense. Because you just set yourself back 3 years. You set yourself back 3 years without re-signing George Pickens. I mean, because it is so hard to find that, man, forget a complimentary receiver. To get 2 number ones, man, hey, that's a pterodactyl egg, right? I mean, that's a unicorn right there. It is rare. It is rare you can get 2 wide receivers that great. I'm not talking about good, great. And to be honest with you, both of them are absolutely elite wide receivers. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are elite. They are elite wide receivers. Angie the Rebel Chicks in the building. What up, Angie? I don't know why people are trying to build the drama on this. There's no drama to it. I'm sorry. Jerry's already said, and we'll play that clip tomorrow. Jerry already said this past week. They asked him, is it possible to keep Kenny Clark, George Pickens? And he said yes and yes. No doubt. You don't get CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens and let one of them walk out the door. You do not do it. Byron Joe DeVede, he said, let's get a Thanksgiving throwback game with the Chiefs wearing their Dallas Texans helmets. Yeah, that'd be dope right there, Byron Joe DeVede. That would be absolutely dope right there. Yeah, but, hey, man, I'm telling you, ain't no way Jerry is letting this man out of the building. He's not doing it. Let's check out some more of this.
With the records, do you feel like you're able to share some of those accomplishments just with the other guys, the guys catching the passes, and do you hear from any of the old guys?
Old guys as in?
Like a Witten or something like that?
I mean, yeah, we all stay in touch. I wouldn't say it's about that. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's about that. If there's one big cheerleader supporter I've got, is my guy Sean Lee, and he'll message me often and even after games at times. So that's cool, but it's definitely something to be.
When are the Cowboys gonna bring Sean Lee in to be a coach? Get this dude on the coaching staff, man.
Sure. And right, whether it be with CD, whether it be with Amari, had a big part of it, right? All these receivers. I mean. Michael Gallup played a big part in any of these records, right? Dalton Schultz, Jake Ferg, Witten, like so many of them. So I'm just a product of a lot of great players, and that's my point. When you play a long time and you play with the standard and the expectations that I have, you should accomplish these type of things.
With the Fangio defenses, I know that's been tough battles at times. How does he make?
Public Workers Union got a public service announcement. He said, we're beating the Beagles' butt, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo. I'm in 100% agreement. I think the Cowboys they're gonna put some serious hands on the Eagles. The Eagles got a great defense, but the Cowboys got an elite offense, and they're gonna give them fits. They're going to give them absolute fits. The Eagles haven't seen. I mean, they saw the first game of the season. They kind of saw it the first time in prime time, and it was the first game of the season. Nah, they ain't seeing what it is now. Yeah, it's going to be different on them now. You watch what I tell you. Yeah, Jason White, Dak needs at least a title game appearance, but we expect more. Hey, Jason, he get that Super Bowl lockdown. Hall of Fame. Lockdown Hall of Fame. Dak Prescott Hall of Fame. Darren Posey in the building. What up, Darren Posey? Tatiana? Not only does Jerry Jones want a Super Bowl before he goes, I believe Jerry's going to get a Super Bowl before he goes. Lord willing, I believe Jerry is getting a Super Bowl before he goes.
Get tough on you, and do you relish?
Yeah, super excited. I love playing against his teams, his defenses, especially since he's been with the Eagles. Won't have had one of them, but yeah, you've got to relish him. He's a hell of a play caller over there. He's always putting together a good defense, and what they do is just they're sound. They're super sound. They know all their calls. They communicate without having to talk, and for us, it's important just to make sure that we're on our P's and Q's, no self-inflicted wounds, and starting fast.
Now, see, Dak is saying something right here that's right. See, The Eagles got a different type of defense, if you ask me. They got a different type of defense. The Eagles' defense requires the offense. There are other defenses that you can make mistakes on and you can recover. But the Eagles' defense, if you could just execute. When you look at the Green Bay Packers, some of that actually was not the Philadelphia Eagles stopping the Green Bay Packers. When you go back and look at the game, it was actually a lack of execution. The Green Bay Packers wide receivers didn't do Jordan Love any favors either. They were dropping passes. And I mean, they were dropping some easy ones. And then when they were not dropping them, Jordan Love was throwing some bad passes. With the Philadelphia Eagles, you just have to execute. And they are a defense that if you don't execute, they're hard to overcome. Now, I take the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions. One of the things that got them was, what got them was the pass rush. I mean, that was that dude Phillips. If I'm not mistaken, that might have been his first game. Man, Phillips was a terror. He was an absolute terror. I mean, Detroit really had no answer for him. And so the other issue is Jared Goff is a Statue of Liberty. Man, you want to talk about immobile. This dude is a cement block back there at the quarterback position. And so, but even with Detroit, some of it was a lack of execution. Philadelphia has a very unforgiving defense. A very unforgiving defense. They're the type of defense you can't give them a bunch of opportunities. As in you making mistakes and having to continue to redo things. No, you have to, when they give you openings, you got to catch the ball. You got to get in the end zone. You got to run the ball. I mean, you got to hit the hole, run the ball, get the first downs. Don't commit penalties and don't commit dumb turnovers. The Eagles are a very beatable team, but they also have a good enough defense. Again, they are very unforgiving when you make mistakes. And when we look at the last 4 teams that have played them, especially the last 2, the Green Bay game, do not let people fool you. I watched that game from start to finish, and it was atrocious. The Green Bay Packers, for as much as Jordan Love made mistakes, his wide receivers sold him. They sold him. Cowboys can beat the Eagles, and I think they can beat the Eagles big. I don't even think it has to be close. I think the Cowboys can beat the Eagles big. I think they can beat them big, for sure. Because I don't look at the Philadelphia Eagles defense like a Denver Broncos defense. Denver different. Denver's defense is different. Ferocious pass rush. Baz said when Jerry was asked if it was possible to sign all 3 of the defensive tackles, George Pickens, Jerry usually gives a story and long answers. He didn't at that time. He flat out said yes. Yes, sir, Baz. Straight up. Public Workers Union. You saying the same thing I said. I literally said make Pickens the highest paid wide receiver, come back and then come back later on and give CeeDee Lamb a raise. No harm, no foul. Man, you going all in. I don't care nothing about 20. I don't care nothing about 2030. I don't care nothing about 2030. If I'm Jerry, the only thing I'm concerned about is 26, 27, and 28. I'm going to push all my chips in the middle of the table. And Jerry is already getting there. He's in the process of pushing them chips in the middle. If I'm Jerry, I'm pushing everything in the middle. All my chips are in the middle next season. All my chips. I don't give a doggone if I'm trading away every draft pick for 2027. If I'm the Cowboys, I push all the chips in the middle of the table next season. I'm getting every contract signed to where all of these deals are going to come to a culmination either in 2028 or 2029. I don't care nothing about 2030. I'm pushing all them chips in the table. And if the draft is messed up in 2030, so what? We went for it, and I'm pretty sure if we go for it, we're getting a Super Bowl. And if we went 30 years, if we went 30 years without a Super Bowl, tell me who in this chat would mind, who would mind Jerry pushing all the chips in. I don't care, kicking money all down into void years and winning a Super Bowl in 2026, 2027, and then we go another 5-year drought without a Super Bowl. Tell me who mad about it, because I'm not. I'll ride that one Super Bowl for 5 years. You give me 2, I'll ride it for 10 years. I'll defend the Cowboys to the hilt if they win a Super Bowl in the next 2 seasons and they go another 5 to 7 or 8 years without a doggone Super Bowl. Man, you gotta think like that. Tomorrow isn't promised. Push them chips in the middle of that table. And I think Jerry's on his way to doing it.
Jalen Carter's going to be around for this game. What kind of impact do you think he has for that defense?
A huge impact. Obviously, it starts right there with him in the middle. He's the main reason why they don't feel like they have to blitz. If they can get pressure with just 4 guys, hell of a player. We're fortunate in the first game to obviously not go against him, but I know he'll be ready to go and fired up for this one. So excited for it.
Dad, are you doing anything special for my cleats?
Am I?
Yeah.
Is it like my design?
Yeah, design or like.
Yeah, my foundation, Faith Fight Finish, we partnered with Baylor Scott and White again, and doing another design about like getting screening, see the unseen, and so super cool cleats my guy Jake did, and super pumped to reveal them.
You haven't beaten a team with a winning record, even a 500 record. Does that matter?
Man, let me tell you something. AOC talked about this past week. Clarence Hill, man. Clarence Hill is different, man. That's all I can tell you about Clarence Hill. Clarence Hill is different, man. Clarence Hill tries to, under the guise of keeping it real. I'm not going to talk bad about Clarence Hill. I'm just stating what I see that he does. He says he keeps it real. He keeps it so real that he kept talking about, him and Ed Warder both, they kept talking about the Michael Parsons trade every time the Packers would win and every time the Cowboys would lose. But I find it to be strange that they were so quick to talk about the Arizona game when Michael Parsons had 3 sacks. But then when Michael Parsons went against, I think it was when the Green Bay Packers went against the Philadelphia Eagles, and he registered pretty much zeros all across the board, and they all went radio silent. Now, I'm saying this because sometimes I wonder if Clarence Hill loves to just dig on the misery of the Cowboys. I mean, this question is like crazy to me. Yeah, y'all haven't beat a winning team all season. Not saying it's a necessarily a bad question, but man, this dude to me, he's like, oof. Man. He would be a tough, he would be a tough, if I was a professional athlete, he would be a tough interview for me. He really would be a tough interview for me. I just don't know of a time, and maybe it's because I don't really just every single thing he tweets, I follow it. But I just don't see a time where Clarence is ever positive when it comes to the Cowboys. I just don't see it.
So you're facing 3 straight games coming up against.
Yeah, we've got to. We've got to go get one of those wins. So does it matter that we haven't? No, not necessarily. But we that can't be the the same conversation next week or the week after that. We've got to go get it done. I mean, this.
Now, y'all understand this. When the Cowboys beat the Eagles, everybody's going to move the goalpost. Everybody's going to move the goalpost now when the Cowboys beat the Eagles. They got a winning record. They are 8-2. If I'm not mistaken, was that the best record in the NFL? When the Cowboys hand the Eagles that lost, they're going to move the goalpost. Everybody's going to move the goalpost except for us. I'm not moving it. They're going to move the goal. Oh, well, Philly really wasn't ever that good anyway. Yada, yada. You watch what I tell you. They're going to move the goalpost on this.
League is tough, and the records really, honestly, don't matter. We know we're playing a hell of a team, a good team, and it's a rival game, division game, so it's about coming in there and just being the best version of us, and it's time to win one of those games.
How do you explain not losing to a division opponent for, I think it's 8 years? You haven't personally lost to one at home. Like, they're familiar with you, but you keep getting wins. How do you explain that?
At home.
Keep it rolling. Being detailed, dialed in, understanding your opponent. I think that's as much as anything is understanding your opponent. You know, you see these guys twice a year. It's hard to beat any team in the league twice. And so I think that plays a big part in it. Me being comfortable with what I'm going to get, who I'm playing, just being a student of the game that getting to these games and allows us to have the best chance. But I want that same record on the road, too. Shit.
Long-time NFL coach Tom Moore, offensive guy, obviously. He's got this saying about there's completion out there somewhere. It's up to you to find it with quarterbacks. Do you feel that way in this offense, or is it maybe different because you have a certain thing that you're going to on every play?
No, I definitely feel that way. And you know, to Tom's point, and especially when you have an athletic quarterback or a guy that can run, I mean, 4 or 5 yards is a completion too when you're just running right and staying ahead of the chains. That's being in tune to exactly your play call, to what is my whole point. The play caller's purpose is what Shotty's trying to get done here and what he's trying to attack, and if not, knowing exactly where your outlets are and your check downs and playing against the pass rush, right? When you do that as well, you understand that taking a little short completion out there can get you a lot and serve as a big play later, something you can compliment off of. A lot of respect for Tom Moore. I love that.
Are you seeing anything different from the defense in practice now that, Quinnen's in the fold? Are they showing?
I'm laughing at you, Darren Posey.
Life or success or things that we saw against the Raiders?
I've got all belief in what they're doing, the way that they're working to get better, obviously adding the pieces and just building off of this last game. However, at practice, I'm tuned in to the offensive stuff, and usually when the defense is up, talking more offensive ball. So don't want to give you anything away, right? I wouldn't anyway. So
Sounds like the sideline is out. Speaking of Quinnen, looks like you were having some fun watching him playing his debut. Just talk about just the energy that he helps infuse into that side of the ball.
Yeah, tons of energy. You get a guy like that that's just a pure disruptor. Even when he's not making the play, he's having an effect on it, and I'm sure that's where some of my reactions were, is just even the plays that he wasn't the one getting the sack on or making the play, of just how much chaos he was causing and how fast he was doing it in the backfield. And I mean, he's a guy you can't block with one person, and having played against him a couple of times, we understand that. So getting that on our team, on our side, it's awesome. It serves us well.
You know, one of the things I love about Quinnen Williams? Quinnen Williams is built for Dallas. He is built for Dallas. He is a big-time player. Now, off the field, he ain't going to give you all that stuff. And I love it. We don't need no more of that here. He ain't going to give you all that old rah-rah. He ain't going to give you none of that off the field stuff. When he talks, very soft-spoken, just matter-of-factly, states the facts, keeps it very humble, but boy, he saves all of that for the football field. This dude is different. Quinnen Williams is different. And Quinnen Williams may very well be, Jerry Jones, 2025 Charles Haley. Charles Haley, man, came onto a team that had some good players, and he elevated that defense to another level in 1992. Quinnen Wilson, this dude's level of intensity, his physicality, reverberated from the defensive line to the edge to the linebackers to the secondary. Even as Araku was saying that they were looking like talking to each other like, man, we're getting these one-on-ones. We gotta take a better advantage of it. This dude, Quinnen Williams, is different. He's different, I'm telling you. And what really makes him different is he's different with the Cowboys. Sometimes players just play different with a different team. Especially when that team wants them and Quinnen Williams, I'm sure he knows. He is actually a key for the Cowboys to win a Super Bowl. He is a key piece. Quinnen Williams is different. And I'm telling you, Dak Prescott is loving it. He is absolutely loving it because I'm telling you, a quarterback has a different swag when he got a good defense. The swag is different, especially on a veteran quarterback. The swag is different. The swag is different. Man, I can do some things because I got a defense now that is so good. Hey, I can take a chance. I might be able to take a chance right here. Hey, Quinnen is going to help the Cowboys just like George Pickens helps the Cowboys defense. Quinnen Williams helps the Cowboys offense. He a dog, man. He is a dog. Tristan York, appreciate that super chat. He said, I think Hurts is the most overrated quarterback in the league. Tristan York, I would not have agreed with you at the beginning of the season. But now that we've seen Jalen Hurts for 10 games, the only thing saving Jalen Hurts, and I know this may sound crazy, but the only thing saving him is the record. Eight and 2 is what's saving him. Because when you look at the 8 and 2, you look at his numbers, his production, you're like, man, we got to be one of the luckiest teams in the league to be 8 and 2. Dak Prescott looks like he's playing on an 8 and 2 team. This dude, Jalen Hurts, look like he's playing on a 2 and 7 team. Defense is bailing him out. The defense is absolutely bailing him out on so many levels. This dude, man, I'm telling you, 8 and 2 with those numbers, man, I'm telling you, you can't sustain that. It's not sustainable. At least last year he was putting up numbers, and so was Saquon Barkley. You can't sustain what they're doing. They get to the playoffs, I'm telling you, they'll be one and done. They face the wrong team, they're one and they're done. They are, man, I'm telling you. And I think the Cowboys are really going to put foots in them. I think the Cowboys are going to really put some foots in them. Yeah, Jalen Hurts, man, and I don't even know, overrated. I mean, I don't even know who's rating him at this point because they can't be rating him good. Yeah, watching him against Detroit, his passes were straight garbage. I agree. So if we can collapse the pocket and get Hurts before he runs, Eagles will lose. Now, Tristan York, let me tell you what saved them the first game they played the Cowboys. The Cowboys got pressure on Jalen Hurts. The problem is no gap integrity. The edges would push so far out, and as the pocket is being pushed in his lap, well, he would just step through that gap left by the edges. But he's going to have a problem with that five-man front. He's going to have a lot more problems with that five-man front. He won't be able to step through those so easy. He won't be able to do it. Pressure up the middle is the worst pressure you can have. See, edge rushers, I said it yesterday, you can get away from edge rushers. You can get away from them. I mean, they're going to get you every now and then. But if you're real savvy like Dak Prescott, you're real savvy, especially if you're Lamar Jackson with that speed. I mean, if you're Patrick Mahomes, you can step up. You can step to the side. They're coming from the outside. You can say, okay, It'll take him about 3 seconds to get here. I'll get the ball out in 2.5 seconds. No problem. A pass rush up the middle is a serious problem. Because the quickest way to the quarterback is straight ahead. The defensive tackle is closer to the ball and the quarterback than the edge rusher. And when you got a defensive tackle like a Quinnen Williams, it's scary. It's scary because you're playing in the center is going to be real hard for you. So you're going to have to be in shotgun the majority of the day. And it's still going to be a problem for you. Because where you get the shotgun and you say, I'm going to take another 3 steps, Quinnen Williams is going to make you take another 5, 6, or 7 steps. And so now, rather than Jalen being able to run kind of like he did against the Cowboys in that first game, how he was kind of shooting the gaps kind of towards the middle, he's not going to be able to do that this time. He'll have to run around the edges. And I think I'm going to give Ezra Raku, I'm going to give Ezra Raku and Jadeveon Clowney a very good chance at catching him. I am. Yeah, man, Hurts is a mess this year. And you know what? Maybe people need to give some credit to Kellen Moore. Dak Prescott made Kellen Moore look good. But we may have to admit that Kellen Moore made Jalen Hurts look good. Darren Posey, he said Clarence Hill looks like Uncle Ben on the rice box. Man, I'm telling you, Clarence be kind of tripping, man. Edward Dozier, what up? Appreciate that $10 super chat. Edward Dozier. He said, I think another thing that would help Dak. Yeah, let's see, let me read the rest of that, Edward. Another thing that would help Dak is using more of Lipke like he was used in college, him and Javonte. Yeah, I like the fact the Cowboys got him back there as a fullback. He had 3 for 36, if I'm not mistaken, this week, Edward. I would still like for him to get him a little bit further downfield myself. I would like for him to definitely use him third downs, red zones, all that kind of stuff. Man, you look at this dude, Hunter Lipke's tape, man. He's a playmaker. He's a playmaker. Cowboys got to figure out how to take advantage of it. Cowboys have to figure out how to take advantage of it. All right, let's check out some more old Dak. Dak's feeling real good about this. The rhetoric. I see you with that. I see you with that fro. He said Dallas is winning this game. I believe so too. The defense is improving and it's at the right time. It's the perfect time. That's what I said earlier. The offense is steady already. The real problem was the defense. Exactly. The Cowboys are building something here. Yes, sir. They ready. These are the perfect games, rhetoric. The Raiders game, it was the perfect game for Overshown, Revel, Quinnen, Logan to all come in. It was the perfect game. Now the Eagles game is going to be the perfect game for them to now start getting it to jail. So that when they see the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday, man, this thing is going to be humming. It is going to be humming. Dolores Ennis, what's going on this evening? Kippy, what's going on, Kip?
Just talking about having 3 defensive tackles like that, the value in terms of pass rush.
Yeah.
It's immediate in the quarterback's face, maybe more disruptive than even an edge guy coming.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we always talk about protecting the A and the B gaps in, right? That's what you, as a quarterback, that's what you're going to feel a lot more, a lot quicker than you are those edge pieces. Not only that.
Dak is saying the same thing. I hadn't even watched this interview. Dak is now explaining the same thing I just said. The quickest way to the quarterback is the defensive tackles. Absolutely. I hadn't even seen this interview. But it is the quickest way to the quarterback, the defensive tackles. They are closer to the ball. They're closer to the quarterback. They're harder to sidestep. They're harder because you can't step up, so you either going to sidestep or run for your life. With an edge rusher, you can step up. You can kind of move to the left if he's coming from the right, move to the right if he's coming from the left. You might even juke him and circle around and, you try to get outside, man. But that up the middle, it is the worst pressure a quarterback faces because the ball may get knocked down. The ball might get tipped. He's got to throw to a spot rather than being able to see. It's a great, man, I'm telling you, I told y'all earlier before we even got Quinnen, and now that we got Quinnen, you would much rather have a rush up the middle than a rush from the edge. Jalen Carter's going to be a problem too. I'm excited to see him go against Tyler Booker. Tyler Booker, if I'm not mistaken, is the highest rated rookie offensive lineman in the league right now. Booker's been balling.
Right, those edge pieces, you feel like you can get up and you can get out, or you
Yep.
can escape over the top. When the pressure's coming right there in your lap, it's very, very tough to figure out how to get out of that and, to see downfield. And so I think when you have that
Yep.
effect, it works. That's probably the hardest, easy or best way to affect the quarterback is through the middle.
Facts. Baz telling me, hold on. Baz is telling me a story in the chat here. Hold on a second. Baz said, true story, G, look it up. He said Jalen Hurts boo-booed on himself after getting sacked by Michael Parsons a few years ago. He said, imagine what he's thinking about Quentin Williams. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boy, you are not playing, man. Boy, you are not playing. Kippy said, we are beating a mess. He said, we beating the boo-boo out of Philly on Sunday. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Lord Nova said Clarence Hill is the worst, always trying to create controversy on the team. I wouldn't answer his questions, just skip right over him. Man, I'm telling you, man. Clarence, man. Sometimes, man, because I said early in the season, man, Clarence asked some good questions. Clarence has been asking some questions lately, man. I'm just kind of like, he really answered that? He really answered that? Oh, he really asked that question? Yeah, Dominic Pittman. I was talking about this just yesterday at Bible study. At Bible study, man. Hey, boy. Man, somebody spitting on you. Ooh. I mean, I would have to really think about it because, I don't want to go to prison or nothing like that. But, boy, that's a tough one right there. Woo! Boy, that's a tough. Man. But, hey, you heard you heard what Jalen Ramsey said? Shoot, Jalen Ramsey said when a man spit on me, he said, forget football. Respect him. Shoot. That's tough, man. That's tough. That's absolutely tough. All right, let's check this out.
Eagles secondary, I mean.
You ain't offered me that. Sorry.
No, just two young ascending quarterbacks, just their cornerbacks and just their second year. I mean, it'd be one thing to have one guy, that age ascending, but to have both, and then you mix them with Jackson with a veteran there. But how do you see that secondary? Certainly they benefit from that pass rush, but.
Yeah, most definitely. I see a group that understands their defense and understands the pass rush and understands that they can be aggressive because those guys up front do get home. And that allows them to be handsy, that allows them to sit on routes and gives them tons of confidence. I've got two guys going out there and a bunch of other guys that I feel confident in the matchup that we're going to have. And so for me, it's about playing against the pass rush and letting those guys attack.
Jack, who are the point guards you admired watching growing up?
The point guards I admired. It's a good question.
Steph Curry.
Steve Nash, definitely. Who else?
Steph Curry.
Point guard. I like LeBron when he's at point. I can go LeBron, right? Yeah, I like LeBron at point.
Come on, man.
There's a whole point when he goes. Yeah, he goes to point guard.
Steph Curry.
And facilitates.
So did Jordan.
Not really. That was the offense.
Okay. Oh, that was the offense.
Yeah.
Did you always feel like a point guard playing
He
quarterback?
brought the ball up the cooler.
Did you always think that was what it was like?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's my job to facilitate the ball, to get the ball to other people. I know sometimes the word manager, right, is looked down upon when you put on a quarterback, but that's what we are. It's your job to manage when you get it to the other guys, at what time, who's hot, which matchups you need to take advantage of, and whether you go back to them over and over or you go a compliment off of that. Yeah, very much so. Always felt that way, and even when I played pickup basketball, I've enjoyed passing the ball and facilitating, and it's nothing like getting a guy open for a shot or a big play in football.
Let me read something here. Event assistants and Balk Daddy said something that's pretty interesting here. Event assistants said, "Gee, we have a completely different look on defense. Very exciting. We changed overnight on defense." Exactly right. But then Balk Daddy comes back and says, Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, and George Pickens brought life, personality, and professionalism to the Cowboys. Both of those statements are true. Both of those statements are absolutely true. They brought something to the Cowboys locker room that was absolutely missing. Facts. They did. And it's only going to improve. Man, let me tell you something. The Cowboys got some dogs, man. Savon Revel Jr. I'm going to do a piece on Savon Revel Jr. Savon Revel Jr., I know it was the Raiders. I'm so ready to see him against the Eagles. I mean, when I'm looking at speed, when I'm looking at just the cover skills, I'm just looking at his overall aggressiveness and physicality. Hey, man, Savon look like he look like he gonna be one of them too. And Kalen Carson, man, I just can't say enough. This dude is balling. But we're going to see the next game. Arizona didn't test him. They had the Ron Bland on the brain. He did get some testing last week, but he made some great plays against the Raiders. I don't know if the Eagles are going to be a big choice. Jalen Hurts has been suffering in zone defense. He's been suffering against it. So, man, I'm telling you, I will not be surprised Hurts throws a couple interceptions and have a fumble in this game. I mean, this type of defense is tough. This type of defense is tough for Jalen Hurts. He's been struggling against zone really bad all season. Man, Mills, for real, though. I think they need to take Turpin off that third wide receiver a little bit more because, man, he just ain't running the same since he got on that third wide receiver spot. Still a hot boy, I agree. Jalen Hurts wasn't the reason the Eagles won it all last year. They won it all because they had players to dominate both sides of the line of scrimmage. They tore the trenches up, man. Eagles tore the trenches up, limb for limb. They just couldn't be matched in the trenches last year. Bernard Fields, what up? He said hopefully Milton is soaking in some game. Yeah, he needs to be. Stephen White, what's going on? Salute. All right, let's check out the last part of this. I want to make sure we get to the Cowboys' road to the playoffs.
You left Philly after that opener, 4-point loss. What do you remember just the general feeling being, and you feel like you left some stuff out there?
I remember just being super thankful and blessed to be back on the field. Honestly, yeah, I knew we let one get away, but
for
there
real,
was no
Poopy D.
confidence loss. Wasn't sad, pissed off for sure, frustrated a little bit in some of the plays. But being game one, I was just super excited and pumped, knowing what we had ahead of us and the team that we had, and looking forward to this week.
What are you going to say to Jalen Carter, if anything, when you see him for the first time since week 1?
Depends on what he says first, but probably something friendly. Get on his good side there.
Dak, not to look too far ahead in the upcoming stretch, but do you feel these next 3 games could really be defining this team's season, knowing 3 games you guys have coming up in general with the opponents?
Yeah, they will be defining. I don't think there's any ifs, ands, and buts about it. Knowing where we put ourselves, what we have to do, yeah, after these 3 games, we'll either have given ourselves a good shot or put ourselves in a hole. So I don't think that'll be really a discussion.
All right, we got to go.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Great. Travis said, he said, G, these YNs say belts to butt. He said, we gonna keep it old school. This wooden paddles and rulers. Boy, you better say it. Boy, you better say it. Boy, them wooden paddles, man. Some of them used to put them holes in them paddles. Man, yeah, wooden paddles and rulers. To the butt, G. Cowboys about to go crazy. Go on a crazy run. And they gonna mop the shingles. I believe so, too. Yeah, I believe they gonna mop them boys, man. I do. James Bowie, I said it this week, that Michael trade looking like a genius move. It's not just what you put on the field. It's what they put in the locker room, too. Yeah, the Cowboys have put some stuff in the locker room, and that's really good. Yeah, you can trade down and recoup. You can recoup the first you gave for the Jets back. Yeah, exactly. Because there'll be teams that'll be wanting quarterbacks. Newhouse fam in the house. What up, Newhouse? JCT Slice. He said Dak Prescott historically has done very well against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, and I don't think it's going to change. Yeah, Booker's getting what he asked for with Jalen Carter. I know he'll be ready. Ryan, that's going to be that's one of my storylines already, man. That is going to be a big, big matchup this week. Tyler Booker versus Jalen Carter. I'm excited to see it. All right, let's look at this. Let's look real quick before we get out of here, because I got to come back tonight for Cowboys After Dark for those of you who can stay up late. So let's see. Cowboys road to the playoffs. Let me load this up real quick. Cowboys have a very, very good opportunity. And at the end of the day, the Cowboys are not going to start getting help until after the Kansas City Chiefs game. They are not going to get help. So this is the series. We're going to continue the series of the Cowboys road to the playoffs. Wild card or win the division. Of course, right now, it pretty much looks like the Cowboys have got to win, have got to go through the wild card. Hold on a second. Joshua, he said, I've been studying, and GP plays exactly like T.O. Man, a lot more well-behaved than T.O., though. Yes, sir, Joshua. Appreciate that super chat. All right. Right now, that road is pointing towards the wild card. The Cowboys are going to have to take the road of the wild card, but we're not going to give up on the division just yet. Anything could happen. The Philadelphia Eagles could have a massive collapse, especially if the Cowboys can give some teams the blueprint to beating them. They could have a massive collapse. But at the end of the day, we just got to keep winning. And for right now, the road looks like the wild card. So as we look at the teams in front of the Cowboys, the Rams were on the list. We replaced the Rams. We got the Eagles. As a matter of fact, I forgot to update this part. At least some of it. Hold on. So unfortunately now, we have the doggone Philadelphia Eagles at a whopping 8-2. Philadelphia Eagles are 8-2. The Packers are 6-3-1. The 49ers are 7-4. The Lions are 6-3, I believe that is. The Lions may be 6-4 now, right? I forgot to update this page. I got everything else updated. I forgot this. All right. The Lions are 6-4. The Bears are 7-3. The Panthers are 6-5. The Vikings are 4-6. And the Cowboys are 4-5-1. So this is where we are. So the Cowboys are what they call now officially in the hunt. Cowboys, Panthers, 49ers. The Cowboys are officially in the hunt. They're actually at number 10 because they have a half game advantage over the Vikings. So, the wild card road. The Detroit Lions are playing the Giants at home. I believe the Lions are going to make mincemeat of the Giants, and so I predict they'll be 7-4 coming out of this game. But looking down the road, the Lions have about 4 tough games and possibly 5, depending upon what the Steelers look like towards the end. But the possibility is there for the Lions to fall below the Cowboys. This is why the Cowboys got to keep winning. Next up, the Bears. The Bears have been the shocker for me. The Bears have been a shocker for me. I got to admit it. The Bears have been a shocker, man. The Bears are winning games that I didn't think they were going to win. And one of those games was the Cowboys. They are on a winning streak right now. They got the Steelers coming up. The Steelers will be in Chicago. The Bears are a tough out, man. Ben Johnson is a different type of coach. Ben's doing his thing. But I still say with the Bears' remaining record, they got to play the Steelers. They got to go to Philly. Got to go to Green Bay. The Browns have been giving teams fits all year defensively. If Shedeur Sanders, who knows? Maybe Shedeur does his thing. And maybe the Browns give him some problems. They got the Packers. They got the 49ers. They have the Lions. This is a gauntlet schedule also. Man, people talking about the Cowboys schedule. Man, this Bears schedule down the stretch is banana bonkers. I could easily see out of those 7 games, I could easily see them losing 4 or 5 of those games, especially those 3 road games and the Lions at home. I could see them lose to the Packers at home. I am not counting the Bears as finishing with a better record than the Cowboys just yet. That schedule, to me, that schedule looks harder than the Cowboys down the stretch. Next up, the Panthers. They're 6-5, and I'm still shocked that they've won it 6 games. I'm shocked. But they got a pretty hard schedule coming up too. 49ers, Rams, Saints. I don't really count the Saints, even though the Saints did beat them in Carolina, so they might beat them in. Now they might beat them in New Orleans. Bucks is going to be a tough game for them. They got 2 games against the Bucks. Seahawks have been red hot, and the Lions is going to be tough for the Panthers. I still don't see the Panthers finishing with 10 wins. I still don't see them finishing with 10 wins. I think the Cowboys can finish and will finish ahead of the Panthers. Also this week, the Vikings 4-6. They are an absolute travesty. Man, they're going to have a hard time winning another game. I mean, the only 2 games I can even see the Vikings coming close to winning are the Commanders and the Giants. Everything else, man, the Vikings, they look terrible. They look terrible. Packers 6-3-1. The Packers' remaining schedule is tough. The last easy game they have left on the schedule is the Vikings. The Lions on the road is going to be tough. The Bears in both of those games, home and away, going to be tough. The Broncos, going to be tough. The Ravens, going to be tough. Okay, I got to change the Vikings. This is when I thought the Vikings were going to do something. So they got 2 easy games left, the Vikings and the Vikings. But the Packers, they got a 5-game. They have a 5-game. Boy, let me tell you something. These 5 games, they could easily lose 3 of those. Easily lose 3 of these games. Take your pick. Lions on the road, Broncos on the road, Bears on the road. I could see the Ravens beating them. Man, the Packers going to really have to come to play. They got a tough stretch down here, man. They have a tough stretch. And you got to understand, because they got a tie against the Cowboys. So if they lose 3 games, that's 6 victories. So that means the most they can get is 10. So they only got these 3 games of cushion. They mess around and lose some of these other ones, Cowboys might roll right past the Green Bay Packers. Cowboys roll to the playoffs, y'all. Stop letting people fool you. The Cowboys, what we once thought was going to be a gauntlet of a schedule, is turning out this may be an easy schedule down the stretch. These 3 games here, and I'm actually not going to count the Eagles. I just think the Cowboys are going to beat the Eagles. Chiefs and the Lions are going to be tough. I do think the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. I'm struggling with the Lions because I just know how Dan Campbell is going to pull out everything in the kitchen sink against the Cowboys because he can't stand the Cowboys. But if the Cowboys can get past this, and I'm hoping they get past this 3-0. 2-1, I think it gets us to 9-7. I think that gets us to I think it'll get us to 10-6. I think they can afford to lose one. If the one they're going to lose, it's going to probably be the Lions. The Cowboys after the Lions, I think they're beating the Eagles. So that means the Cowboys can possibly easily win 5 of the last 6. Do not be surprised if the Cowboys finish the season 10-6-1. And I got a feeling if the Cowboys finish this season 10-6-1, they're going to get into the playoffs because of that tie. They're going to get in by the skin of their chinny chin chin. I think that's where they get in. But that doggone Lions game, I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be tough. Cowboys defense humming the way it's supposed to. That game's going to be easy because I'm telling you, Jared Goff is, the Statue of Liberty got more mobility than him. So these are the games this week, the Cowboys, the games that can help the Cowboys as far as these teams losing. Unfortunately, I think all of the teams that the Cowboys need to lose are probably going to win. So this is why the Cowboys have to keep winning. They're not going to start getting help until around week 13 and up. So week 11, it's the Giants versus the Lions this coming Sunday. I don't think there's any hope. The Lions are going to demolish the Giants. They just fired the coach, even though that might be better for him because he was terrible. They should have fired him early. Minnesota Vikings against the Packers. Packers winning this. Vikings are terrible. Quarterback play for the Vikings is trash. Steelers versus the Bears. I really think the Bears are going to win this, but I'm just hoping that Mike Tomlin can put something together and beat the Bears. Come on, Mike Tomlin. Might be time to start talking about your job, bro. And then I think the Panthers, I do think the 49ers are going to take out the Panthers. So we will get some help with the Carolina Panthers, which I'm really not worried about the Panthers because I don't think they're going to finish with double-digit wins anyway. But the 49ers are going to more than likely beat the Panthers. And then, of course, I got the Cowboys beating the Eagles. And that is this week's road to the playoffs. And right now it's looking like the wild card. Now, just for the sake of argument, the Eagles' last 7 games, I believe they lose to the Cowboys. That's going to put them at 8-3. I got a feeling they're going to beat the Bears, but I got that game in yellow. The Bears could surprise us. They're going to the Los Angeles Chargers. That might be a loss for them. I think the Chargers are going to beat them. Of course, we already know the Raiders ain't going to beat them. The Commanders in Washington. We'll see kind of what Marcus Mariota looks like around that time. You never know. Maybe they get the receivers healthy and they give them a game, but we'll see. The Eagles going to Buffalo. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to beat them late in the season, and then they're going to beat the Commanders. So the problem with the Eagles have 3 easy games, which will put them easily at 11-6, and they could possibly beat the Bears. I could see the Eagles finishing 12-5. Unfortunately, I can see them finishing 12-5. I think 11-6 puts the divisional road out of reach, and 12-5, it definitely puts it out of reach. So we're gonna see where this all is by the end of the season. But again, the Cowboys, the road to the playoffs for the Cowboys, guys, I'm telling you, don't let people rob you of your joy with the Cowboys. The Cowboys still have a great opportunity to make the playoffs. The Cowboys are getting healthy at the right time. The Cowboys have a heck of a defense right now. The Philadelphia Eagles we're going to really see what we're about defensively as we get ready to play the Philadelphia Eagles. But I am more concerned about us offensively, because I think if the Cowboys can score 24 points in this game. They beat the Eagles going away because their offense is looking pretty bad right now. Their offense is looking pretty bad right now. It just is. And so the Cowboys just got to do what these other teams have been failing to do. Go back and look at that Green Bay game. They had a lot of unforced errors. It wasn't the Green Bay's defense. They had unforced errors. Period. Too many unforced errors. And the Eagles defense, it's very unforgiving. Very unforgiving. You can't keep giving them opportunities because eventually they are going to stop you. They can't. They can't. But the road to the playoffs, Poobie D, one game at a time, but we still go, hey, we going to have fun projecting. I don't want the Cowboys projecting, even though I'm sure Cowboys are probably doing some projecting too, because you can't help it, Poobie D. It's human nature that you kind of start looking at your schedule like, okay, these are the games I know we can get, and then these are the games we're wondering about. But the Cowboys right now, I think they are laser focused on this divisional game this week against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a revenge game, and I think the Cowboys are going to get that revenge. The Cowboys had a 2-game losing streak before the Raiders game, and now I think the Cowboys are going to get their first winning streak of the season. I believe they beat the Eagles, and we're going to give those scores. We're going to break down the game. We're going to look at all the stats. We're going to start looking at that tomorrow and Saturday, so we'll be ready for the game on Sunday. Yep! This Cowboys season, just when you thought it was over, the Cowboys are still in this thing, y'all. It is still, we are still in this thing, man. 4-5-1. We just got to keep winning. Poobie D. Right now, Poobie D, the divisional road is... The divisional road is... It don't look like I'm not saying we're not going to get there, but it looks less likely than the wild card road. It looks less likely than the wild card road. The wild card road actually seems like the Cowboys are going to be able to get there. The wild card road, I think the Cowboys can get there. The divisional road is going to be hard, not because the Cowboys can't do anything, but because, man, the Eagles got 3 guaranteed wins, I believe, on that schedule left. And if they hit 11 wins, that means we got to win absolutely out. Big Rumbowski said the Rams are 7-3, the Hawks are 7-4. Oh, yeah, but see, I'm not putting them on there yet because all we're going for, Big Rumbowski, is that number 7 seed. That is all I'm concerned about at this point in time. Cowboys getting that number 7 seed. Let me see. Look at that playoff picture real quick. Yeah, all I'm concerned about right now is that number 7 seed, Big Rumbowski. 5, 6. 4, 5, and 6. 1 through 6. I'm just not concerned with. All I'm concerned with is trying to get to that number 7 seed. Hold on a second. Let's put this up on the screen. Yeah, this is all I'm worried about. Because we can't get in the 1, 2, 3, and the 4, of course. Those are divisional. That right now doesn't seem likely. Not saying it's not going to happen. Doesn't seem likely. The only thing I'm concerned about right now is the number 7 seed. That's the only spot I'm concerned with. And I think we got a great chance. Not a small. I think we have a great chance at that number 7 seed. There are some teams that are going to start falling the more we get towards the end. Cowboys got a great chance, y'all. I'm telling y'all, they got a great chance. Let's read some super chats before we get out of here. Yeah, True Texas, you're right. True Texas said it's easy to jump in the ditch to climb your way out. It's easier to jump in the ditch to climb your way out. Yeah, they dug a hole. They did. They dug the hole. It is on them to claw their way out of it. Forget the help. They need to earn it. Yeah. And where they dug themselves into a hole, True Texas, Bears, Panthers, Arizona Cardinals, the Cowboys shouldn't have lost those 3 games. And at least 2 of the 3 they shouldn't have lost. They should not have lost to Arizona. No way they should have lost to Arizona, but they did. Dak fan for life. What up with you? He said, gee, if we can come out this next 3 games 2-1. I think we are. I think we still got a chance at 3-0 because I think we're beating Philly. Kansas City is going to be a battle of the ages. I would not be surprised if Cowboys win all 3. We will run the table the rest of the way. The Chargers got embarrassed by the Commanders, and the Giants also beat the Chargers. Dak fan for life. All we have to do. Let's put that back up on the screen. All we have to do is get past these next 3 games. I think they beat the Eagles. I think they're going to surprise some people with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are not the Chiefs. Everybody keep thinking these are the Chiefs that won the Super Bowls. These are not those Chiefs. They are struggling. Not struggling, they're struggling. The Cowboys with that new revamped defensive line. We saw what Philly's line did to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. This Cowboys defensive line is on the verge of being possibly that good with Quinnen Williams. They can easily win this game, I believe, against the Chiefs. I still think the Lions are going to be tough. I think they come out of this 3-0, but I think the Lions is going to be tough. But if they beat the Lions, I'm sorry, and we've already beat the Raiders. This is my second. Hold on, let me go back. These 4, I believe we win all 4 of those. I believe we win all 4 of the last ones. I think we get on the roll. We win all 4 of the last ones. It's these 3 right here. And I think they can win 2 of the 3. Because I think the Eagles, it's a divisional game. All bets are off. Cowboys are winning this game. They're going to be high on Marshawn Kneeland. I think they'll be high on Marshawn Kneeland against the Chiefs. And I think the Cowboys are going to protect home. And I'm telling y'all, I'm not going to be surprised if they win both of these games. The Eagles game, I'm booking that one. The Chiefs, if you don't think the Cowboys can beat the Chiefs, prepare to be surprised next Thursday. And then, of course, the Lions, I'm still circling that game. But if the Cowboys get past that one, I think they'll be on fire. I think it'll be 4 in a row. I'm telling you, it is not out of the realm of possibility the Cowboys go 7-1, or 8-0. I'm not counting it out. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm not ruling it out happening. Dak fan for life, appreciate that super chat. Yeah, I think so. Hey, Dak fan for life, you just made a great point. If we put it on the Eagles, they may collapse. Yeah. Hey, they're already having a lot of turmoil. The only thing that's saving the Eagles are the wins. That's what's saving them. The moment they start losing, they're going to fall apart. Because they're falling apart winning. They lose a couple of games, you watch what I tell you. I agree with you. They're going to fall apart. They'll fall apart. Let me see here. Read a couple more of these, then we're going to get out of here, let y'all go watch Thursday Night Football, and then I'm going to get ready for Cowboys After Dark. Y'all get ready. Lock and D said all these other teams, motioning, gone, losing. Yeah. Oh, you talking about Jaden Blue? Man, let me tell y'all about Jaden Blue. I don't know exactly what's going on with this situation with Jaden Blue, but don't y'all worry. Jaden Blue is a part of the plan. Jaden Blue is a part of the plan. He is. I'm worried, but I'm not worried. Yeah, Rena, if we pass the next 3 weeks, yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real. Bass, I'm struggling though, man. Bass, I'm struggling with Jaden Blue being underwhelming. I'm struggling with that. Jaden Blue looked really good against the Washington Commanders. He looked really good. Had it not been for a holding call against Jalen Tolbert, he would have had 40-something yards on 7 carries. Nah, Jaden Blue hasn't been underwhelming. He looked pretty good against the Denver Broncos until he fumbled. I don't understand why. And some man, y'all know I'm riding with Shotty, but it almost seemed like to me he set him up to fail. Who runs Jaden Blue between the tackles? Who? Who looks at Jaden Blue's tape from Texas and says, we're going to run in between the tackles? Who says that? Nobody. We got to stop trying to make Jaden Blue into, stop trying to make him into Javonte Williams. That's not what he is. Let him be Jaden Blue. Don't y'all worry, he's still a part of the plan. He's still a part of the plan. He's a part of the plan. Cowboys need some speed. The Cowboys need some speed. He's got elite speed. They need some speed. A lot of people been talking about Brandon Cooks coming back, and I'm like, nah, no Brandon Cooks. What up, Ben Dooley? Marshawn Nealon, rest in peace, had the only sack in the first game versus the Eagles. They're going to be fired up for this Eagles game. You watch what I tell you. Ryan Orr, I'm not going to be surprised either. Ryan Orr said we will make the playoffs, book it. Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised. Yeah, hey, Poobie D, we in there, man. One game at a time. But I think if we make it past the Detroit Lions, and we're 2-1 or either, if we're 2-1 or 3-0, I'm telling you, we're making it. Because those last 4 games, they're winning those. They're winning those. No doubt in my mind. Yeah, Philly hasn't clinched yet. Nope. They haven't clinched yet. And that's why I said the road right now seems like the wild card and the division is less likely. We're going to see what shakes down over the next few weeks. Man, but hey, let's enjoy it one game at a time. Let's enjoy this Cowboys defense improving. And let's enjoy the Cowboys spanking the Philadelphia Eagles. Quinn Bowden, prayers up for you. Sick with a cold, but you best believe I will be well enough to root for my Cowboys. Let's go, Cowboys. Let's go, Dak Attack. Oh, yeah. All right. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I'm going to take a break, get me some coffee, get ready for Cowboys After Dark. And we're going to be talking more Cowboys. More and more and more Cowboys. For you late night owls, I'll see y'all later on tonight. For everybody else, I'll see you tomorrow for sure at 4:30 if the Lord is willing. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys when we talk facts. Peace.